Let's put this snack on here while we're learning. You'll be with me if you need 7th hour, okay? But, yep. All right, make it to your spot.
Learning, you can start with this. It might be a little tricky, but just give it your best shot.
Good morning, make it to your spot.
We're going to first hour, then third.
Arturo, off the iPad, put up the headphones. Thank you. Then we get some already in here. All of y'all. Yep. So hard. Casey, let's put away the iPad and give it a go on that do now. That Miss Sage
Is thinking my pencil. Yeah.
Oh, Arrow, make your choices.
That's good.
Bunnies are terrifying.
That's good.
I know. Make sure you're giving your do now. Thank you. All right, get going on your do now. Ladies, let's put the tape away. Thank you, Tina. Arturo, you can leave it out if we need it to translate, but that's it, okay? Excellent. Wait, back up. Wait. And honey, you need to go to the cafeteria to test. You know what, I'll send for next one, never mind. Grab your do now, Miss Page is giving you a do now. Nadia, do now. All right, friends, that is the bell. Our voice needs to go down and off. Mid-stage is giving you a do now. Sandra, friend, Daniel, take a look. Give it a try. There might be some things you haven't seen, just give it a try. Make sure you're putting your name on there and you're giving it a go. Arturo. Daniel on the camera, get going. Nadia, get writing. Jay, get going. Marilyn, get going. Okay, take a look here. Okay, Angel, do the iPad or Turtle, you gotta try it by yourself, friends. That's what iPad is only for training, but do it.
Miss.
Oh, perfect. Honey, it's already in Spanish on there, so you don't need the iPad.
Start to finish up, I'll get around to questions in about a minute. I'm gonna try and collect those. Thank you for trying it. I know some of it might have been stuff you've never seen before, but we're gonna learn about it today and tomorrow. Okay. Okay, good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be moving around a little bit, and whenever we're moving around, we don't want to be running around the classroom. So make sure you're in your own space. When we're standing up, we're not going to be pushing each other around or anything. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, I just set up these number lines on the floor. Do you guys see a number line close to you? There are 5 in the room. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what we're gonna have you all do is you're gonna get in groups of 4 to 5 and go to a number line that's close to you. So everyone do that right now. Everyone stand up and go to a number line that's close to you. And no more than like 5 people at one line. Chris, you do not push, sorry. Okay, it looks like you all can get this number line. Okay, we have a big group over here. I'm gonna have you 3 go to that number line. You all are gonna be over here, Charlie. You're gonna be at this number line. And it looks like we have a bunch of people over there. 2 of you go to that line. 1 more. Oh, yeah, that's good. We have 5 here. Okay. Alright. Okay, are you all on that number line, or you can go, how about you all join this group? Angela, can you go over here and join this group?
I'm messing with it.
Or is there another group you want to join? Okay, nice job. Thanks for getting to those number lines. Everyone listen up. Okay, I want 1 person from your group to stand on the number 0. Do you all see where the post-it notes are and how they have numbers on them? Okay, I want 1 person to stand on 0 and everyone else to get off the number line.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, taps. Friends, nobody's voice should be on. Listen to Miss Sage.
Okay, so I want 1 person standing on 0. Looks like we got it. So if you look at the line, you'll see that you have positive numbers counting towards the front of the room and negative numbers going to the back of the room. So when I say like +2, you're gonna walk 2 steps this way. And if I say like -3, you're gonna walk 3 steps that way. So I want the person who's on 0 to walk 4 steps to the front of the room, +4. Okay, and now I want you to walk back 5 steps. Okay, so we're not gonna get around. Okay, how many steps did you walk total? You walked forward 4 and you walked back 5. How many steps did you walk total? Yeah, 9. And what number are you standing on now? -1. And how many steps would it take you to get back to 0? 1. Okay, nice job. Now another person can stand on the number line. Good job. You're gonna walk -3, so that's 3 towards the back wall. And now you're gonna walk +3 towards the front of the room. It's okay if this thing you get kind of got up. Or +3. Okay, how many steps did you walk total? 6. Yeah, and what number are you standing on now? 0. And how many steps would it take to get back to 0? 0. Yeah, you're already there. Okay, new person on the number line. I want to make sure everyone goes once. Okay, one of you has to go on the number line, okay? Okay, looks like Chris is on the, or Patty's on the number line. Okay, now you're gonna walk -2. So -2 is towards the window. And now -2 again. So you're going towards the window 2 more steps. So how many steps did you walk total? 4 steps. Yeah, we walked to -4, and what number are we standing on? And how many steps did it take to get back to 0? Okay, nice job. And last person on the number line, or I looks like there's some to 5. Okay, Chris, you're on the number line. Okay, you're gonna walk -5. Okay, and now walk +2 towards the front of the room. Okay. How many steps did you all walk total? You jumped? 7, yeah, because you did -5 and +2. And what number are you standing on? Chris, can you tell me what number you're standing on? 2, and mine is. It was -5 and +2. So I think your jumping might have gotten you a little bit off. Maybe, I think we're all on -3. And then how many steps would it take to get back to 0? 3. Yeah, okay, so we did some of that, and now what y'all are gonna do is I'm gonna hand out some packets. So the first pages of the packet have questions that are like this. Now, if we're goofing around too much standing up, we're not gonna be able to use the number lines anymore.
Yeah.
So there are different questions, and it's gonna have you answer the same ones that you were just answering. So you're gonna do different walks on the number line, and you're gonna answer how many steps you've walked, what number are you standing on now, and how many steps it would take to get back to 0. So you're gonna do this for a little, and then we're gonna share out some of our answers. So I'm gonna pass these around, and I want you to make sure you're filling these in as you're doing your walks. Here's some of your group. No. Here are your pockets. I want you guys to make sure you're filling them in as we're working, okay? You don't need this.
You are.
These are your lunch packets, so I want you to make sure you're filling them in as we're working.
You know, it's
Here are your packets. I want Okay, here we go. You gotta do this. We're gonna work on the front and back of the grade. So everyone should have something to write with, and you're working on the number line with your groups.
Mid-stage, can we get one more packet for Darlene?
Thank you. So y'all can be standing on the number line. I want you to do the walking and to make observations about what you're doing.
3, 2, 1, cap. Guys, right now you're listening to direction.
There are questions on here. So the first one is 2 minus 3. So for all these, you're gonna start at 0. You're gonna go, for that one, you're gonna go +2 and then -3. And I want you to answer the question. There are 6 questions like this. So everyone in your group should have a turn walking on the number line while you're answering the questions. Okay, we're gonna have about 15 minutes to do this. And I'm gonna be passing out these whiteboards too. All right.
All right. Anyways, I go to. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, that's what you gotta do. Keep going, keep going. I didn't mean to. You got to go back.
I get a freeze right there.
Are they done? You have to, so you're 2, you have to go back 3. 1, 2, 3.
Right here.
Right here. So what are you calling?
Yeah.
It ain't 1.5. 1, 2, 3.
Five, right? Right here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, bro. Yes. I don't know. I don't hear you. Go to two. And you're going -3, so walk over. Who wants to go first? Come on, Donna. Right here. Right here. Okay. Yeah, so for that,
Yeah.
just take one step and you can kind of picture in here. Great, because I just didn't make the number like that. No, right here. How's it going? You guys have that first one in here?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, go.
No? Hey, no, we're gonna have to do the first one.
Oh, yeah, we already did.
You know
It's
it.
5.
What number are you on?
5.
You fill out the rest of the number, the question number number 1.
What number am I?
The red hand.
-1. Oh, wait.
Negative.
Oh.
Yes, negative. -5.
I said it's 10. We're gonna go here.
Okay.
And then this. Like, you can, So, I mean, they can't say. There's. Okay, they're all here. If that makes Questions like that. They can hear, they don't add them at any. So it would, they, you know, what, it would like 3. You can, I'm just saying that they don't. So like they're, you can't, and that's pushing the for sure. But it's not part of the candidate. But they're just being exposed, they've had 2 days. So they're still trying to think what.
Right.
Let's do the next one. We'll have 5, 24. So this one, we're gonna kind of be off the number line.
Honey.
This one, we have 5. You're gonna go forward 5, and then forward another 4.
What the name?
So off the line. So.
Don't Jimmy, man. So we'll do
five, so
we'll take like 10 or
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the line ends, we're gonna take 4 more steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I was standing on a number, do you know what number I would be standing on right now? It's 5 plus 4.
Alright, let me find both of them.
9, yeah.
So
that's why So we have 5 plus 4.
Alright, who's going to walk on
How do you have nothing?
How do you?
Okay. Here. This one. Okay, got it, have fun, five. Okay. So if you don't need, yeah, then write it down, that's nice. How many, so now it says, what number are you standing on now? But look, how many steps did you walk? You started at 5. What number are you standing on now? That's why you gotta use, when you start at 5. You're going forward, then you get to 9. How many would it take to get back to 0? Okay, hold on, start again. The thing is, you already know the answer. Okay? You're starting at 5. And you go on forward, how many steps? You're starting at 5. You're going forward, how many steps? 4. So how many steps did you walk? 9. Now, when you went to 4 from 5, what would you be on now? 9. How far away from 0 are you? 9. Done. Move on to the next one.
The next bar like that.
You said 25. Let's dial it back. Let's dial it back.
My mommy said very good.
You asked your number 8.
So you're at 8 and you're going 7 this way. So 7, 6.
So you're on
Now
8.
you're on 5.
Okay. You're going -7. How many steps did you walk?
I think I like skibbity twirly.
Gentlemen, your group is moving on. Okay, what number would you be standing on now? 8 minus 7. 1. No, just 1. 8. Positive 8 minus positive 7. Honey, you're about to go right. The next time you do not. How many? Yeah. This is -60. Okay. Chris, go stand on -60. Okay. Now. Go 1 past -5. There you go. Now go +2. 1, 2. Go +2. What number are you on? -4. Okay, so how many steps did he take? 2 steps. What number is he on that? -4. How far away from 0 is it? What? I don't have one. Wait, no. Okay, does that make sense? You need a pencil? That's okay. Okay, get your. Real quick. Oh, I have one over here. Here you go, Chris. Let's try that again. What? Oh, you're welcome. All right. Okay. right, so we're at, I'm gonna have Josh, you're gonna answer.
You all write the number 5 on your board. So I want
What
you
does
to write
it say?
minus 4, and then.
Okay, so how many steps would you walk? So go to 4. We'll go right back to that.
4.
Right?
So I want you to write it out on this whiteboard.
I will. Yeah, you're good.
I'm on 4.
You get it, then you're in 1 moment, Chris, okay? You're at 4, go minus 4. Okay, so how many steps did you walk? 4. So you walked 4 steps. 4 steps. Yep. What number did you end up with? 0. How far from 0? 0. This one kind of tricky, okay? Now, see, that's your turn, you stand on -2. Okay, he's going -3, where is he going? Yep, go back, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay, so, you walked 3, what number are you? -5, how far away from 0 is it? 5, good job, okay? Read it. Yes, there are patterns. Okay, so yes, those math. That's one pattern for sure. You guys think about that, what Craig was the one that. Let's look at the one that you said you had like. Okay. So the -6. Okay. Because where am I supposed to go, Chris? How many did I walk? I suppose that's your first game. What is the second thing they're asking you? -4. And how far from 0 am I?
Stay back.
1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Right here. You already got this one. You walked 7. So what is 8 minus 7? 8 minus 7. 1. So that's what you'd be standing on. And how far is 1 from 0? 1. Now you're all caught up, okay? So figure out the pattern. Darling. All right, darling. Take a look. Okay. Here we go.
Arlette, you say you.
Okay, so you buy 7. Write your answer.
Find out what.
I think we'll walk. I'm gonna go forward and get the -6. How many of it's? I'm gonna take. So how many steps did I get? That's your first answer. What number are they? How
Yeah.
far away from 0?
Because I'll know because
Right? I'm on 4. And I go -4.
Yeah, here's some.
Uh-huh. How far away is your home?
Karen, so you choose, so you can share it.
No, I'll grab it. Thank you so much.
Okay. Guys, so I want you all to have this whiteboard and write the answer to a question on your board. So for question 3, now family, who are minus 3, 8 and then 7. So how many total steps is that?
How many times did you do it?
So we walked 7 and we also walked 8 steps. 15. So yeah, I want you to write the answer to that on
I
the
still do
board.
it 3 times.
So you'll write 8 minus 7 for the amount of steps you took, and then what number you're standing on, and how many it would take to get back to 0.
How many steps to get back to 0?
And here's some markers. So you're doing question 3.
Make the step. 1, 2, 3, and 5. So how many steps? 5. Good.
Butterfly.
Write your answer.
Let's see what works.
In here. Not the height. Did you find the pattern? What do you notice? Why did you? When you're.
We're gonna do that in just a minute. Are they supposed to learn that? Not yet. Okay, they're supposed to be writing on the pattern space. Yeah, well, this is, they're gonna answer questions coming right now on the whiteboard. Oh, they're gonna share it in just a minute.
Okay, question 3 and wait for it.
Go jump on the left.
Question 3 to make it look cool though. Some kind of word?
Is that a point? So, yeah, right, how many steps you take, what number you're standing on, and how many it would take to get back to 0.
Yeah, guys.
Okay, I want everyone writing their question on the board, and we're gonna share out in 2 minutes, so make sure you have your answer done.
Look at number 2. You started. And you have 4. Did you?
This one. They're starting.
Okay. Started on the first number, and then went 8. Like for most of them, they started on that third number and then they went up. And they're noticing the pattern is up to the there. Okay, I'll find that out for.
Okay. Both are correct, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Is yours?
One month. Oh. Bro, I think I'm sleeping now, bro. I'm gonna get. Oh, yeah.
Write the rest of your answer on this board. So how many steps did you walk total?
Men.
And then write the answers to the other two questions, and we're gonna share out in just a second.
I run 2.6 miles.
That's nice.
Yo, the money. Let's be.
Oh, we're all gonna come together.
Money, right?
Okay, nice job. It seems like most people got through at least like 4 of the questions, so that's great. And we're gonna start sharing out what we wrote on our whiteboard. So your group had a question too, so can you, someone from your group share what you got? Yeah, can you tell the class?
Make sure you're listening to other groups. Gentlemen,
Hey, y'all, we're gonna listen up, make sure you're understanding what other groups got. You all had 5, so how many steps did you walk total? 9.
Josh, are you listening?
Number 2, we got 9 steps, and so what number were you standing on? I know it's kind of like imaginary number line, but what did you get? Yeah, you're standing on 9, and then how many steps did it take to get back to 0? 9, exactly. Did everyone get that for question 2? Okay, nice. For question 3, you all had question 3, so you had 8 minus 7, so how many steps did you walk total? See, that's how many steps did you walk? For your questions, we had 8 minus 7. Yeah, because you walked positive 8 and negative 7. So then what number were you standing on? What number were you standing on, Chris? You know? On 7, if you walked positive 8 and negative 7, what number was that? You had it right here. 1, and then how many steps did it take to get back to 0? 1. Nice job. And then your group in the back, you had question 4. You can see. You all had question 4. So what was your question? Negative 6. Yeah. So how many steps did it take? And what number were you standing on? And how many steps did it take to get back to 0? 4. Nice job. Your group had number 5. Can you share your answers? So you had. Looks like you had -4 minus 4. So how many steps did you walk total? 8. Yeah. And what number were you standing on? Yeah, 0. And how many steps did it take to get back to 0? 0. Perfect. And group number 6. You had -2 minus 3. How many steps did you walk total? 5. 5. Yeah. And what number were you standing on? And how many steps did it take to get back to 0? 5. Yeah. Does anyone have an answer for question 7? Did you notice any patterns about your answers for all the questions? Yeah. Yeah, so there's a relationship between those numbers. So if you're standing on 2, you have to walk 2 steps to get back to 0. So do we notice anything else about like if you're on a negative number, does it take negative steps to get back to 0 or positive steps? It's always positive. So now when you also turn to the next page in your packet, I think this is
to look at the next page, jump
for
off.
packet. So for this, the first question is absolute value is, and absolute value is the distance from 0. Hang on, listen up. So every time you answered question B, it was what's the absolute value of this? So if you did like -2 minus 3, you get 5, but the absolute value of that, or you get -5, but the absolute value is +5 because the absolute value is your distance from 0. So I want everyone to write that in your packet. So it has absolute value is dot, 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 and I want you to write the distance from zero. And if you're at a table with someone who speaks Spanish, if you can translate for them so they can know what they're writing on their paper. The absolute value is the distance from zero. You can write that where the absolute value is dot, 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 zero.
How far it is from here.
At the top.
The absolute value is.
So, right there, but after that,
Is how far it is from here. You said there was far.
So I want everyone to write that down on your paper. We're on this next page. That I want you to write here, the absolute value is the distance from zero.
Oh.
Distance from zero. You got motion? Yeah. Let's do our. So the absolute value is the distance from zero. Does everyone have that written down? Can I get a thumbs up, thumbs down? There, please stop. Yeah, looks like I see some thumbs up. If everyone can get that written down. So when we're writing absolute value, we have these fancy bars. So for these questions. Okay, y'all, if everyone could turn at least their heads to look this way. Hey class, if you could turn your heads and maybe if you're facing the other way, like turn your shoulders too, I want you all to look up here. So here we have these fancy bars to say we want the absolute value, because if you have the number 3, that's just the number 3. But if we want the absolute value of 3, it's going to be in these fancy bars. So it looks a little different from a number. So you know that's not like 131 because the ones are like, or the lines are really long and don't really look like the ones. So it looks a little different. So that means we want, this is just the number 3, and this is the absolute value of 3, which is the distance from 0. So what's the distance of 0 from 0 if you're standing on the number 3? 3, yeah, because it would take you 3 steps to get back to 0. So whenever you're thinking about absolute value, picture that number line. If you're standing on -4, it takes you 4 steps to get back to 0. But if you're standing on +4, it still takes you 4 steps to get back to 0. What's your question? So for that you're thinking of division. I know on the next page, there are some absolute values with more math, but for that, I want you to think about the number in between. So we're gonna go over this part. So one of our groups, I think it was your group, you did the question, -6 + 2. So here we got that you walked 8 steps and you're standing on -4 and the distance from 0 was 4. So if we have our absolute value around that, that's saying we want the distance from 0 of this number. What's the distance from 0 of this number? So we did -6 + 2. What number are we standing on? If you think back to your number line, this is question 4. So what number are you standing on the number line? Yeah, question B, what number are you standing on? You get -4. So then in here we can simplify, this is equal to the absolute value of -4. And the absolute value is the distance from 0. If you're standing on -4, how many steps does it take you to get back to 0? 4. So we have our absolute value of -6 + 2, the distance from 0 is 4. So this is just a fancy way of writing that. Those 2 lines mean the absolute value. So what we're gonna do is on the next page, there are some things to compare. So the first question is asking you, what's the absolute value of 4? If you're standing on 4 on the number line, how many steps does it take you to get back to 0? 4, it takes you 4 steps. So for these, some of them have like addition or subtraction in your absolute value. So you always want to simplify in the absolute value. So here we did -6 plus 2, we found that that was -4, and we still kept it in the absolute value to find the distance from 0. Can I get a fist to 5, 0? I'm really confused. 5, this makes perfect sense. How well do you think you understand absolute value here?
Everybody should be showing a number.
Okay, it looks like I see kind of a mix. So with this, with absolute value, if we're standing on a positive number, it's positive. And if we're standing on a negative number, it's still positive because our distance from 0 is always positive. So whenever you see those bars in here, even though it was negative inside the bars, it's going to be positive on the outside of the bars because we're looking for the distance from 0. So for this next part, it says absolute value is always, and I want you to write positive. And if you have people at your table who speak Spanish, if someone could translate for them so they can write positive in Spanish. So underneath this part, it says the absolute value is always ... I want everyone to write the word positive there. I want to see everyone's pencils going. Absolute value is always, you all write positive there because it's the distance from 0, so it's always going to be positive. So I want everyone to write positive right here. All right, Bobby up here. And make sure you translate it, get people at your table speak Spanish.
Did you write definition? You wrote that, right? That's up here. What did you say? What?
Okay, so for the next part, you're doing some more questions with absolute values. So whenever you see the thing in the absolute value bars, you can do it on the number line. Sometimes it's hard to picture, but you can still use the number line to figure out what the distance from 0 is, but for things in between the bars. So everyone start looking on that next page, and we have about 10 minutes. So I want you to get
It's about 4 until we have to pack up.
okay, like it's 4 minutes until you pack up, so answer as much as you can. Positive. Okay. P-O-S-I-T-I-V-E. You're not making it. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know, but with their reaction. Probably not something. Okay, so up here, absolute value is what is the definition of absolute value? It's not the distance, it's the distance from. Stop. Friend, you're about to stay and write the next period. I'm done. No, I'm done. What is absolute value? None of us have it written down. The distance from what? No, from 0.
So the absolute value of those bars are saying the distance from 0. So if you're standing on 4, here, what's the distance from 0? How many steps will it take you to get back to 0?
Yeah, I remember what you mean. I'm at negative 2. Here, let's do it. And I move forward 1. What number is my negative 1? What's the absolute value? And it's negative 2 plus 1, right? So I'm sitting on negative 2 and I'm walking negative forward. So what number is 1? Does that make sense? I'm sitting on negative 1. So how many steps would now be about negative 7? 1. Yeah, so we're 5. What number? Right, but can it be negative? Excellent. I like that. See, that's getting confused. You have a whole bunch of wrong answers and you're not even listening. Well, how many steps at negative 5? But what's the? As many as you can, use the number 1. You are understanding. Good job. Okay, so I'll learn. Yeah. All right. Make sure your name's on it. I'll run on the record. Okay. Put the parent back where he's going. All right. Stay. No. We're gonna. All right, this doesn't work. Oh,
Where do you live? Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. If I were.
No need. I have Vivi. Is.
I have your backpack. I'll be taking this back.
Thank you. Angela, Nancy, can you look up the number line, please? Excellent. Thank you. There might be a trick to it.
Thank you.
Let me see. Oh, you swivel that. It's this. Yeah. Good job, Cameron, thank you. See that, John, please pick up that number line. How on the card? Skills.
Yeah, let's just look in the wrong way.
Oh, you were? You got it? All right.
What the hell is that to the dick?
Oh, right there. What? You can look at that. Make sure you're going to your third hour. Push it there. Push it that far. Thank you. Push in chairs.
Today was so fun.
How long were you doing? Here we go, that was great. Thanks. Yes, they're all on top of your folder. Yeah. So grab your
The
stuff.
back's in your backpack's in.
I'm gonna give you Vincent's.
Those are the- Robot scared bubble.
Thank you. Yeah. You can switch your back part, go to. All right. No. No.